and welcome to Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services partners Kristina Ping-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling. Kristina, how are you?
Wonderful. Great to be here with you always.
I'm so excited to be here with you. And Rob, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Good. It's such a pleasure to see both of you. I know that obviously you've been so extremely busy. Life has been busy, and you're helping people retire with confidence and retire with clarity. So, Kristina, I should ask you, what has life been like for you lately in the office?
Oh my goodness. You know, things are just growing by the minute. It's really fun because most of you who are out there watching, you've watched us on a regular basis, and you know that our sons work with us too.
Yeah.
So I think that watching them grow has been something over the last couple of years that has been an extra great joy. And I think that anytime we're talking about retiring, which is every day, it's just a great day.
Yes, because you get to help people retire, obviously, every single day, but they only do it once, but you see it over and over and over. And so obviously, I know they have a lot of questions when they first come in. I think one of the big ones, Rob, I'm going to guide this to you, is, am I going to run out of money before I die? How often do you hear that?
Almost every time, right? So it's the number one concern that we have when we talk to our clients is, hey, we don't want to outlive it. We know that everybody's living longer, and we don't want to burden our kids. We don't want to have to move back with them. And we look at inflation and the cost of all goods right now, things are tight on people. So I think they have that concern even more at this point.
Absolutely. And that's a great point, Rob. Kristina, I should ask you, with inflation right now being at an all-time high, if you will, how does that erode someone's retirement overall?
Well, it truly doesn't, because when you're at Powerful Legacy, we account for inflation. Let's do a little bit of small math here. So first off, let's say that inflation is 2% and over a 10-year period of time. Obviously, that's going to mean about 20% less on your money after a decade. One of the things that I really take great pride in is making sure that these simple things that have come for all time in history, taxes, inflation, medical expenses, it's already included. You don't even have to think twice. It's already going to be included in your retirement strategy.
I love that. So really what it comes down to is proper planning. People need to have a plan in place for retirement. Rob, is it still a staggering number of folks that don't have a true written retirement plan?
I believe so. Everybody we see, or most of the people we see, they haven't even really started on it. Some people we're seeing has the second or third consultation. They're just getting us maybe a second or third opinion.
Yeah.
And once we start talking to them about the different options that are out there, they love what we can provide. And it's some things that, for us indexed annuities, that nobody else really pushes or talks about. And to be able to have that constant form of income as you retire is very important. They need to know exactly how much of the minimum they're going to have coming in when they retire. That's something they count on.
Sure, because everyone's afraid to run out of money. So, Kristina, I know that you and Rob are very passionate about annuities. Let's talk about those a little bit further.
We are. First off, if there's somebody that comes in and says, I don't like annuities, they're probably severely misinformed. That's all that that really means. One of my favorite things about an annuity is that just like you're going to insure your home, you're going to insure your life, your automobile, we're insuring your retirement. It's directly with an insurance company. An annuity is an insurance product. Now, I will go to the other side of that coin there and say you should never feel sold. If you feel like you're sold purchasing an annuity of any sort, it's probably not what's best for you. So ask that question, is this what's suitable for me? If all of the dots connect, it probably is. And one of the best parts, you can have that option for lifetime guaranteed income. We love that about annuities.
Absolutely. And Rob, I'm sure another question that you hear quite often is, how soon or how late can I retire? Is that a common question that comes in the office every day from people?
I think so. Some people are just worn out. Their bodies can't hold up anymore, and they need a way to get out. They need a way to maybe find something else to do. They want to keep working, or maybe they don't want to keep working. Maybe they want to go and travel and enjoy. Maybe they buy an RV and travel around the country. We've had some people do that as well. It's just whatever that person's looking for at the time, then they go with it. Now, does that say that they stay retired and they stay traveling around? No. They could find something that they like to do. They could go out on the golf course and work. They could find a horse farm to go work on that they're doing part-time work on, and they really enjoy doing it. It's something that they can do to enjoy life, and sometimes maybe it's to get the other spouse out of the house too, so they don't drive each other crazy.
It's a transitional retirement. That's what we call that, transitional retirement, when folks, they actually mean to retire, but they kind of get bored because they're not quite ready to, give up being out in the working world. They like that productivity or, perhaps getting out of the house a little bit. So we call that transitional retirement because you transition not from being a full-time worker to completely retire, but just a transition over to it.
So basically a test drive.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Kristina, what does it feel like when you have someone in your office and you take a look at them and say, you can retire today if you want to? What does that feel like for you?
It's the best feeling in the world. I mean, I know that you only retire once. We retire people all day long. I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit and give you a secret to what my favorite part really is.
Okay.
It's when the retirees are brand new retired the first time they walk in the door. Their smile is just the most bright, beaming, amazing smile. And I love seeing people just, that stress is gone from their shoulders and they're retired. We know everything's okay. You're not going to run out of money. Everything's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
And retire happy.
Yeah.
That's what we all want.
I think we get a lot of people that come in as a couple and they have this really sore look on their face. They're confused or they're worried about, hey, I've never stopped working before. And then, like Kristina says, they come in right afterwards and they're a different person. They're able to enjoy each other. They're able to enjoy more things together.
Absolutely.
They forget the alarm clock real quick, too.
Yes,
yes.
exactly. What alarm clock? What's that? How important is it for a husband and wife to come in together for the initial consultation? Kristina, in your opinion?
I think it's extremely important.
Yeah.
I think that through your working years, you're probably communicating with your spouse at best about the spending because you're talking about your bills on a regular basis. When you're getting ready to retire, it's time to sit down and really put the pen to paper and talk about your budget. So spending and saving. Have you saved and is it going to be enough to last you through your retirement? And I think having you both there is very important because even if just one spouse retires first, for example, I have a lot of ladies that you may be, 5, 7 years younger than your spouse. So your spouse is probably going to retire first.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that it's your retirement too, because it is a big life change. I know that honey-do list just shoots
Yes.
through the roof.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Rob, how long does the typical first consultation normally take? How much time do you set aside for that?
Well, that's a sliding scale sometimes. Sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, and sometimes it takes 2 hours. When we're talking to customers or clients, it depends on what they have, what they want to share with us. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer to pull that out of them, too, to be comfortable enough to talk with us and just lay everything out there. That's a big change for somebody to tell you exactly everything that's going on in their life. And sometimes they just want to open the floodgates when they're talking to us, and that's a lot of information.
Absolutely, it is. It is. Well, Kristina, I know that you and Rob have a very special offer to present to our viewers at home today. Let's talk about what that is before we open the phone lines.
We do. Folks, for most of you out there that are regular viewers, and we thank you so much for being here with us every week on Powerful Legacy TV. You're probably also listening to your Powerful Legacy radio, so we thank you for that. We know you're looking for information. We're going to give it to you every single week through all of these sources. And for those of you out there watching today, whether you're a regular viewer or you're watching for the first time, we do have 10 slots open as soon as we open these phone lines. It is a complimentary review. You're going to come in, tell us all about your life, all about your goals. We're going to sit down and let you know the burning answer to the burning question. Are you on track for retirement? Our on-track retirement system is unmatched. We love that. You'll see the stress leave your shoulders. Just come in, let's make sure you're on track. If you're not, we're going to show you how to get there.
Kristina, thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much. To the viewers at home, the phone number to call is on your screen. That number is 877-893-5099. If you have a smartphone, you can also take a picture of the little QR code that's at the bottom of your screen. That's something new that we've recently added, and it's just going to make you a lot easier, actually, to reach the office, if you will. Again, that number is 877-893-5099. We have to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. I have so much more on your Powerful Legacy TV.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
And welcome back to Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Kristina Ping-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling. They are the partners of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. A wonderful show that we're having today, talking about such important topics that always circle around retirement. And it's so important for people to have a good, solid plan in place for retirement. In this next segment, I want to talk about this because this is such a very important topic for retirees, taxes, and how they can impact retirement overall. So, Kristina, let me ask you, how important is it to factor in taxes for the retirement years?
Well, I know we probably don't want to talk about it, but let's get this out of the way right here. First off, if you have $500,000 to $1 million or more in your retirement account, this is probably your number one peril or risk in retirement is going to be taxes. A lot of people have this image in their mind that you're going to retire and then your tax rate's going to go down. Not necessarily. For those of you especially who have had a 401k, you're probably in a situation where you've not paid any taxes on that money. It was all a pre-tax deduction out of your paycheck, and you're saving for retirement. When it comes time to retire, those taxes are due. So we've got to make sure that we're going to keep you nice and keep you safe concerning taxes and pay as little as possible. Not that we don't love the government, but let's keep that tax strategy as part of the retirement strategy.
Sure, absolutely. And Rob, do you find that to be one area that people that are going into retirement fail to plan for above anything else?
I think so. I think they look at it thinking that nothing's going to change. And the old saying goes, two things are certain in life, death and taxes. And you have to think about both of them almost equally. And we joke around about it, but it's true. So in death, we have to think about what we leave our loved ones. And in taxes, we have to think about, are they going to go up or are they going to go down? How is this going to affect our overall lifestyle and our living arrangements?
Absolutely. Kristina, what are some strategies that you can put in place for people to help them lower their overall tax burden?
Well, first off, I'm going to ask you viewers to just take a little bit of a living room poll here. Who thinks taxes are going down? Well, that's a little optimistic. We know that there's a lot of debt right now, so they're probably going to be going up. So the first thing is to acknowledge that there's a possibility taxes are going up and include that with inflation of taxes as well as inflation of your commodities and those things you need. But when we're talking about taxes specifically, you know that the more money you're withdrawing, the higher that bracket's going to be. So we need to plan for that in the very beginning. In those go-go years, Cynthia, we talk about that, those go-go years, getting out there, traveling, you're healthy, you're newly retired, see the world, see your family, and you're probably spending more money. So we need to plan on a little bit more taxation there. And at Powerful Legacy, we have powerful partners. So we have CPA, will and estate attorney, MedSep specialist. We're making sure that we have all these partners in place to keep your strategy successful.
Kristina, thank you. Rob, obviously talking about taxes being such an important component to plan for overall, if you will, for retirement, what are the other pieces and parts of a well-constructed retirement plan besides the tax piece?
Well, first of all, before I get on that, I want to jump back to the tax piece because we see that, to add on to what Kristina was saying, we'll see people wanting to pay off all of their stuff, their cars, their houses, and that may put them in that different tax bracket.
Okay.
It's something as simple as that. These little things can add up.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's very important that we're addressing all of it.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So back to the other question that I had for you, the other pieces and parts of that retirement pie, what would that be?
Having the conversations right now. I think you and your spouse need to have that conversation almost weekly. With things changing the way they are right now, I think it's important to just have that discussion and plan out what's coming in, what's going out. Your grocery bill's changing, you don't know it. Your gas bills are changing, you don't know it. You don't see it. You're putting it on a credit card and your credit cards are going up and you don't see it but until the credit card bill comes in and then you're like, I'll push it off, I'll pay it off later. It all adds up and it accumulates, doesn't it?
That's the elephant in
Yeah.
the room, though, is Social Security.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have Social Security as part of your strategy is missing a huge piece, because for a lot of folks, that's 36 to 40% of their retirement income.
Sure.
So we want to make sure and include that. And if you're not talking to Social Security with your specialist, I don't know what else to say. And what are all those income sources? Do you have a pension plan? Do you have some rental property? Or maybe a 401k, 403b, 457, your TSPs? All those things together are going to be your assets or your income coming in. And then what do you need to be paying out? And you can have a good time talking about that. I know a lot of you out there, I'm going to pick on you for just a minute, you probably have subscriptions that you're not even using. We'll sit down and talk about that too and just eliminate those so we can save some money in retirement as well.
You know, I recently did that, Kristina, because obviously you think about that. You're like, wait a minute, I'm getting billed for this, billed for this. Am I even using it?
How'd it go?
It went great, because I'm like, I don't need this. I don't need this. And you feel like you've accomplished something, like you've slashed a little bit of your debt, if you will.
Oh, yes. Well, we have an Amazon contest at our house. I think I'm winning. I get
She
the
is
most
winning.
Amazon boxes. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So if we were retiring right this moment, we'd have to eliminate the Amazon contest.
You and me both, because that is my one weakness. I love going to Amazon, especially late at night if you can't sleep. I mean,
Oh, yes. I completely agree.
oh my gosh. Let's talk a little bit about life insurance, if we could, for a little bit. How does that play into the retirement role, Kristina?
Most people do not need life insurance in retirement. It's funny because you get these motivational speakers out there that they'll say only buy term insurance.
Yeah.
That's not the case. There's no one size fits all. For those of you out there that cannot afford your final expenses, that's when you need to have some life insurance. You need to have a whole life plan or a burial plan that's going to take care of those final expenses. Otherwise, there's a really good chance that that insurance that you had at work or that term policy that's expiring, you're probably not going to need it anymore. Because when your debt's paid off, you're not raising your children anymore, it's time to start making some changes on your life insurance. So that's going to be part of the review as well.
Kristina, thank you. Rob, what about hobbies? Should people be planning for hobbies? And if so, can some of them be more expensive than others?
They can be more expensive. And we see it a lot of times where people don't have a hobby. They've been workaholics all of their life, and now that they're in retirement, they don't know what to do. So they've got to find some time to burn, and they get into hobbies that are sometimes expensive. Well, those expensive hobbies take away from their retirement strategy.
That's why men don't live as long, right? Because they have these expensive hobbies.
No,
I'm just
men,
kidding.
men don't live as long as because the ones that don't have the hobbies might get on their spouse's nerves.
Maybe.
Our show is all about marital advice as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, here we go.
I love it. I
And
love
you know
it.
this, when you come into the office, you're going to see Rob and I, of course, being married and working together every day. We promise we keep all the arguments behind closed doors, but you'll probably see a sweet visitor when you walk in the door. Zeus comes in with us. We'll have to have him here on TV with us so you can see him. But our little Zeus, he's usually in the office with us, and he waddles all over and gives you a little tail wag. He's so precious. You'll love it too.
Oh, I
does.
love Zeus. How cute. I just can't wait. Well, Rob, I know that you and Kristina have a very special offer to present to our viewers at home today. Let's talk about what that is and then reopen the phone lines.
Absolutely. Well, for the first 10 callers, we have set aside a complimentary review just for you. Those reviews fill up very, very quick when we offer them, so call now. We will sit down and we'll talk to you about your needs, your family's needs, and we'll get to know one another. That number is 877-893-5099. Let us help you out.
And also get a complimentary copy of The Retirement Train when you come in. We love sharing this book. It's so great. I'm going to spoil it just a little bit. The chapters are your stages in life, so if you're getting close to retirement, you'll probably skip to chapter 5 or 6. That's going to be all for you. So come in and get a complimentary copy of that as well.
Kristina, thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much. To the viewers at home, the phone number to call is on your screen. That number is 877-893-5099. We know you have a lot of questions for Kristina and Rob about how to plan your perfect retirement. They have the answers for you. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call in today. Remember, if you have a smartphone, you can also click on that QR code. That'll take you directly to the website. You can put your information in there. And like Kristina mentioned, you're not going to want to miss a complimentary copy of The Retirement Train. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. I have so much more with Rob and Kristina when we return.
When was the last time you saw your financial professional? Are you getting the most out of the strategy that was created for you? Although you've done a great job finding someone to help plan for your future, are you 100% sure that you were given the right strategy? We can help answer these questions and more with a complimentary second opinion evaluation. We will take a look at what you have in place, then help determine if you are well positioned to get the most out of your future retirement income. In the event that it is not, we can help by making suggestions and showing you how to get on the right path. You wouldn't get just one opinion when it comes to a major health decision. So why would you treat your most important financial decision with such disregard? Call today for your no-cost, no obligation second opinion evaluation to see if you are getting the most out of your retirement income plan.
And welcome back to Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined by Kristina Ping-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling. They are partners of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. A wonderful show we're having today, talking about such an important topic, planning properly for retirement. In our first segment, we kind of scooted over the inflation piece, but I'd like to reel that back in just a little bit because obviously everyone is concerned about inflation right now. So Kristina, what is going on with inflation and how can we help folks deal with it?
Well, it depends on what channel you turn it up to, and it's going to tell you what's going on with inflation. But in all reality, we're feeling it in every aspect of our lives. This needs to be calculated inside of your retirement strategy. And I do want to chat a little bit about these financial phases. We've got this awesome graphic, and it's in the 5th chapter of the book. And actually, when we're talking about the financial phases right here on your screen, the first one's going to be your contribution years. This is when you're accumulating your retirement savings, contributing into your retirement account, usually your 20s through your 60s. Then we have conservation. This is when you need to be very aware that if you actually lose money in your retirement plan, that you may not have time to get it back. And then, of course, here it comes, time for distribution. That's when you're taking a distribution out of your retirement account and you're actually retired and you know that you cannot lose money. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because ever so simply, for those of you looking at the screen and the color on that speedometer looking device there is red. That's the financial red zone. This is the time when you know you need to be conserving. You're close, you're right there. This is when we should be talking about inflation because if you're spending too much money, you may not be able to save as much money. So a really good time to be having that conversation about inflation. And things are going to continue to go up. That's just part of it. It's a cycle. It's okay. Everyone's going to be just fine. Some of the things you can do is just tighten the belt a little bit in your own household. Maybe plan your meals out. Eat something a little bit healthier. Make all of your errands just one day a week instead of all throughout the week and save on your fuel. And maybe plan your vacation to where it's a little bit more driving friendly, you know, a little bit closer to home. And you can still enjoy a wonderful lifestyle even with high inflation.
Thank you, Kristina. So again, it's coming down, Rob, to just proper planning overall. When people are coming in and you're meeting with them for the very first time, what types of questions do you ask those folks up front?
So we're just going to talk to them about exactly how much they have for their 401, if they have a pension. That's something that's going away. There's only 10 to 12 companies in the Fortune 500 realm that even offer it anymore. So do they have that pension? What are they spending on a monthly budget? What are they doing for their kids? We're going to ask if they have life insurance policies. We're going to ask if they have any other retirement planning devices that they could have annuities, they could have any factor of savings plan. They could have CDs, and we find that a lot too. We find a lot of people do take advantage of CDs, and could we help grow that money a little faster? Probably so.
And we had a client that had $8 million in CDs. I've never seen that before in my whole career.
$8 million.
I was baffled. Yes, this is our little needs analysis that we do here. It looks like it's complicated, but it's really not. It's quite a pleasure. We call this left-hand money, right-hand money. Why do we do that? Because when you're shifting from the left hand to the right hand, that's generally when you're going from more volatility and the things that you're using to accumulate over to the spending phase or the distribution phase. And I joke all the time that I'm excellent at spending money. I know my husband will agree all day long. So I'm great about talking about the distribution phase. That's all that is spending your money, turning off your paycheck and turning on a playcheck. It's so much fun, that mailbox money.
I love that. I love that. It's a great analogy. Well, Kristina, how important is it for someone to have a second opinion from a fresh set of eyes if they have any questions right now?
There are going to be so many of you out there that this is a second opinion for you. I've had several folks that have called into radio and TV when we do give away these consultations, and they'll come into the office and we will email you a list of what we recommend that you bring so you don't have to worry that you've missed something. And I have folks that come in, they'll have this big, thick binder, all these charts and graphs and, an amazing looking plan, and they can't even tell me what is their income going to be. They can't tell me if they're on track. Is everything going to be okay? We're going to answer that for you. And don't let it fool you that it's complimentary. I'm seeing people pay a couple $1,000s for this type of a review. We'd love to give this to you. It's our pleasure.
Rob, what does it feel like when someone becomes one of your clients? What can they expect as far as customer service and just keeping in touch with them?
Well, we live by the golden rule. We do unto others as we would want done to us. So we treat them like family. We treat them like our friends, and they continue to be so. We have wonderful clients, and we pick our clients just as much as they pick us. And we're very, very blessed. We're very successful in having that relationship with our clients.
Thank you, Rob. Kristina, if someone's about 10 years away from retirement, what should they be thinking about and doing today?
Well, first off, you're going to be okay. You'll make it. No, I'm just teasing you.
Can see the light.
One of the things that I'm hyper aware about is that it takes so long to be able to get back to even if you do have a major loss. And I know we've had some downsides here recently in the market. It's going to be okay. So first off, be having that conversation with your professional about what is your tolerance for risk in the market? How long will it take you to get back to even? So for example, if you were to lose about 30% of your retirement account, even if you gained an 8% consistent return, it'll take you about 6.5, close to 7 years just to get back to where you were. So if you're within 10 years of retirement, that's a serious conversation you should be having with somebody. How much risk can you tolerate, and are you willing to let the market dictate your retirement income in the future?
Kristina, thank you. Rob, I know we only have about a minute left of the show this week. Any final words of wisdom and advice that you would like to give the viewers at home before we close?
So we would just, again, we want to offer you to come in and sit down with us, talk one-on-one, talk about everything, and we will help you out. We know how important that dollar is and how important it is to stretch that dollar in retirement. Give us a call, 877-893-5099. Let us help you.
And Kristina, it's never too late to get started on a plan for retirement?
It is not. I've seen people that are retired, and perhaps you've made a mistake. That's okay. Let's get in there and make sure we get you on track.
Kristina and Rob, thank you for another amazing episode this week. I know the viewers at home have enjoyed it very much. To the viewers at home, we'd like to specifically say thank you for watching. That number to call is 877-893-5099. Any questions that you may have for Kristina and Rob, they have the answers for you. Remember, we also have the QR code located at the bottom of your screen. Be safe, be happy, be blessed. We'll see you back 1 week from today on Powerful Legacy TV. Take care.